So for week 8, we have the assignment of the week. You have to finish chapter 7 test, and the password is Gowan. So please do that if you haven't done so. I'm also gonna have you guys finish 8.1, question 1 and question 2. We will go over both of those today, so you will leave here with both of these assignments completed. Okay, and then also do your 8.1 notes. The 8.1 notes should be very short because I think there's only like 3 or 4 slides. And then assignment or announcement 2 is just Zoom today. So I want everyone to like open this up, the 8.1 coding practice. So as I'm doing it, you can type at the same time and you can just copy and paste that onto CodeSculptor or your adhesive work. Okay. So let me copy this onto CodeSculptor.
Ms. Yan, what if we're not home?
Yeah. What if you're not home right now? Then you can look at the practice. I mean, look at the video recording. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So same thing as last week. I think for chapter 8, it's a little bit easier than last week's from chapter 7. Because chapter 7, you got to use another program. But we're gonna try to fill these in, and let me just open up the assignment. Modules. So please respond in the chat for me if you, try to answer the questions as much as you can. Okay, so 8.1. Actually, let me go back once first. 8.1. What are functions and what are subprograms? So right here, it tells you that the subprogram is a collection of commands that are given a name. Name describe what it does, and it does a single task. So these are some of the stuff that we have been using along, and we will continue to be using print today and input. Okay. And then today's program, we're also going to be using CHR because 8.1 question 1. Because right here, it says, write a program that asks the user for a number. And if the number is between 1 and 25, the program outputs the corresponding ASCII characters. That's when we have to use a CHR. Okay, and if it is outside of that range, the program outputs out of range. So if you look at this, this is something that it's going to pop up like an output, this line right here. And then if the user types in 97, then it's going to pop out with A. And if the user types in 256, it will pop out of range. Okay, so let's go to CodeSculptor. We just drag that at the bottom like that. Okay, so on the first line, we're trying to ask the user for numbers. So can you guys tell me in the chat, what do you think we're gonna put right here? And what are we gonna put in here as well? Okay, type it in the chat for me. But send it privately to me so other people don't see it. Okay, good, so. And then inside, also type whatever that they're gonna ask for. If you think you can do the rest of these, go ahead and do so. Okay, so far I've only gotten responses from one student. I'm waiting for everyone else to open this up and tell me, what do you think we're gonna put on line 1? Mhm. Okay, very good. So the first part is INT because we're asking for a number. And in here is exactly what I highlighted at the bottom. Enter a number between 1 and 255. And don't forget a space at the end because, do we need a space? Actually, we don't need a space because that's just a question. So you don't need that space. And now remember, you're asking to put a number between 1 and 255. So C definitely has to be greater than, oopsie, greater than right here, than 0. And C has to be what of 256? What would this part be?
Less than.
Less than. Good job. So it will just be less than, not less than and equal to, because we don't want 256, right? We only want 255. And then right here, we're gonna print C, but we are actually printing the ASCII character. So right here, we're gonna put CHR. Okay, if you guys remember from, I think it was like the beginning of chapter 7, CHR, every number represent a symbol or a number or a character, something like that. So that's what CHR is for. And then right here, what would be these 4 letters? And then what goes in here? So if it is not in this range, and these 4 letters are called what? Else. Good job. And then we just print. So if it is 256, we're gonna print out of range. Okay. And that's it. You're done with 8.1 coding practice question 1. Any questions? No? Okay, so for the second one, I need a little bit more input from people. I got a lot of inputs from 2 students so far. And again, if you guys don't know where I'm getting, most of my coding from, go back to your Google Classroom at the bottom, or the new post that I did last night. You just click on that, open it on Google Doc or something, and then the fill-in is already there. So the second one is question 2. I'm gonna copy this, put it on my CodeSculptor. And let's go to the next question. Okay, so for 8.1, question 2, it says, using the string methods from unit 7, write a program that asks the user to enter 2 words and then change them to uppercase, then print them in alphabetical order. Okay, so if you want uppercase, remember we only want the first letter to be, change them to be uppercase. Yeah, so we want the word to be uppercase. We're going to be using the upper command. And then we got to put it in alphabetical order. So they gave us a hint. Your solution will use an if statement. And remember that comparison operators like greater than or less than apply to the words as well as numbers. So if you have word 1 and word 2, you can put a less than sign in the middle to determine which occurs first alphabetically. Okay, let me drag that at the bottom. CodeSculptor. Okay, so first off, these 2 words are words that you type in yourself. The user is typing in these words. Okay, so I need you guys to tell me, everyone needs an input. I need everyone to tell me, what do we put first? You can just tell me the first part. If you know this first one, you know how to do the bottom one. Tell me what to put here and what do we put in here in the quotes. Okay, and then I'll answer you. Okay, so I got a couple of you. Okay, those of you who answered, you already got the first part right. Right here is input. And then over here is whatever we start off, first word with that. Okay, and then the second word. We do not put zebra or cats because when the user types it in, they can put dog, they can put elephant, you know, all of that. So we do not want to put zebra or cat. Okay, and then whatever the words are, we are going to convert to uppercase. When we want to convert to uppercase, we take we write word 1 and we use word 1, and in here we're going to use the command upper. Okay, same thing down here. It will be upper. And now we're comparing the words alphabetically before printing. So if what less than what, then what do we print first? And then what do we print after? You guys tell me what this part would be. Okay, I got an answer from one student. That's good. What else? Who else? Remember, throughout this whole entire thing, we're comparing those two words. We're comparing word 1 and word 2. So if you look down here, if word 1 start with a Z, word 2 start with the C, we are comparing these two results. And the results that we're using is word 1 and word 2. So if word 1 is less than word 2, then we are going to print alphabetically, then we want to print word 1 first, right? And then we print word 2. So if it is not true, if word 1 is not less than word 2, then you guys write it here. What do we print first and what do we print after? Okay. And you can copy and paste this to your adhesive. Any questions on today's work? That went by so fast. This is not it's not too difficult of a lesson. And I can promise you the next 2 co-practice is also going to be kind of easy. But we'll save that for next week. Unless you want me to do it today. If anyone wants me to do that today, I can do it right now. But I just don't want to overload you guys. You can tell me today? Okay, sure. So someone said today, then let's keep going. Any questions on 8.1? If no questions on 8.1, I'm going to do 8.2. Thank you. Okay, so this is like a start of 8.2. Let me pull up the code, I mean the question. Let's look at the slides real quick. So we are creating functions for 8.2. And let me see. So we have main, and then subprograms. We write our code. So this is like an example. Okay, when we write our subprogram, right here we start off with DEF. Okay, all of those start with DEF. And then in here, that's whatever name that you wanted to put it. Okay, so this in this case, they call it example. And then you print whatever you want to print right there. And then we end it with whatever we start off. Like if it says example here, we have to end it with example with open and close parentheses. Okay. And DEF stands for define. We have to define our program. And then we usually follow with the program name at the end. Indented. Yep. Okay, so let's look at our notes. I mean, our question. Okay, pretty straightforward. It says, write a function named I love Python that prints out I love Python 3 times. Then call that function. Okay, so I have all of these little blanks right here. With what I just told you guys earlier, what do we start off with the first 3 letters? And then what goes right here? What's our subprogram called? So please type it to me and write it right for the first line. Okay, I got some responses. That's good. Okay, please answer my questions if I send you a message. So a lot of you guys got it right. The first part is DEF because that's what we start off with. And then right here on the second line, second blank is I love Python, and you got to put them all together in lowercase. And then in the print, we're just going to print I love Python 3 times. Okay. Again, right here is I love Python. And this one is I love Python 3 times. Type exactly how it looks like. If they capitalize the P and the I, make sure you do that too. And then we're going to end it with our I love Python program. Okay. Alrighty, so we are done with this part. Should we go on to 8.3 as well? Should we do 8.3? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop right here because some of us are not on 8.2 yet. So if you are ahead from here, you can work on your own. But other than that, I think I'm gonna leave the last 30 minutes for people who want to catch up, and I can go over anything you want and we can work on it together. So I'm gonna stop recording.